So, you're hitting 40? Or maybe it's just around the corner. Well, it's not an ending, but it's definitely a wake-up call. You know, the old rules for your health, they just don't really apply anymore. This new chapter in life needs a completely new playbook. And today, we're going to map out that exact strategy for you to thrive for decades to come.
If you're over 40, you probably know what I'm talking about. Maybe it's just a little harder to lose that extra pound. Or maybe your energy levels just aren't quite what they used to be. It's a subtle shift, for sure, but it's real. And this isn't just in your head. It's your body telling you, hey, it's time for a tune-up.
And this slide, wow, it just captures that shift perfectly, doesn't it? In our 20s, it felt like we were invincible. Our bodies were resilient, metabolism was firing on all cylinders, and we bounced back from pretty much anything. But in our 40s, yeah, the terrain gets a bit rougher. We're dealing with hormonal shifts, a metabolism that's slowing down, and, let's be honest, peak life stress. The game has changed.
But listen up, because here is the most important message we're going to cover today. While all these changes are super common, they are absolutely not your destiny. You have a tremendous amount of control over your health from this point forward. It's really all about having the right strategy.
So, here's our game plan. First, we're going to really understand the health shift that happens after 40. Then we'll dive into the 3 pillars of a strong response: how to feel your body, how to build strength, and how to master your mental game. And we'll wrap it all up with a proactive plan to keep you way ahead of the curve.
Okay, let's jump right in. Section 1, the 40-plus health shift. Because to win any game, you first have to understand the new landscape you're playing on.
And this new landscape is really defined by 4 big challenges that are all connected. First, testosterone levels naturally start to decline, which affects your muscle mass and energy. Now, that kind of feeds into the second challenge, a slowing metabolism, which makes it easier to gain weight. Then you add in the third factor, all that peak stress from work and family, and you've basically created a perfect storm that raises your risk for chronic diseases like heart disease and diabetes.
So, how do we fight back? Well, it starts with what you put in your body. Let's move on to our second section, fueling your vitality. This is all about nutrition for this new decade.
The strategy here is actually pretty simple. Think about addition, not subtraction. Crowd your plate with the good stuff. We're talking lean proteins like chicken and fish, so important for fighting that age-related muscle loss. Add healthy fats from things like avocados and nuts, and a whole rainbow of colorful vegetables to fight off inflammation.
And on the flip side, we do need to be a little strategic about what we reduce. Processed foods, added sugars, and way too much salt, they're really the main drivers of inflammation and weight gain. And hey, while a drink now and then is fine, dialing back on alcohol can have a huge positive impact on your sleep, your energy, and just your overall health.
And finally, let's not forget the fundamentals. Staying hydrated is probably the simplest, easiest lever you can pull for better energy and brain function. And right alongside that is mindful eating. You know, just slowing down and actually listening to your body's hunger cues. It's a powerful tool to stop overeating and help your digestion. All right, so with our fuel source all dialed in, let's talk about the engine. Section 3, building strength and endurance. This is your blueprint for movement. The key number to burn into your brain here is 150. That's the target. 150 minutes of moderate aerobic activity every week. Now, this isn't about running marathons. We're talking about a brisk walk, a bike ride, maybe some swimming, anything that gets that heart rate up. If you break it down, that's just a little over 20 minutes a day. Totally doable, right?
And this shows you exactly what a balanced week looks like. You hit your 150 minutes of cardio. You add at least 2 days of strength training to fight off muscle loss. And you mix in some flexibility work like yoga, or even just simple stretching to improve your mobility and prevent injuries. Strength, cardio, flexibility, that is the winning combination.
But here's the most important point of all, really. The best exercise plan is the one you'll actually stick with. Don't force yourself to do something you absolutely hate. Find activities you genuinely enjoy, whether that's hiking, playing a team sport, or even dancing. If it gets you moving and you look forward to it, that's your winning formula.
Now, for a pillar that is just as critical as diet and exercise, but is so often overlooked. Section 4, mastering your mental game. This is all about managing stress and making your well-being a priority.
I want you to just think about this quote for a second. We often treat mental health like a problem to be solved, but it's not. It is the foundation that your physical health, your relationships, and your career are all built on. If you neglect it, everything else gets a lot shakier.
So what's in this mental health toolkit? Actually, it's a lot of simple, powerful practices.
Mindfulness can help quiet a racing mind. A few intentional deep breaths can instantly calm you down in a stressful moment. And please never underestimate the power of connection. Making time for friends and family isn't a luxury, it's an essential part of your well-being.
Okay, so we've covered diet, exercise, and mental health. Let's move to our final section and see how all this builds into a proactive plan for the future. Section 5, your proactive health plan, because truly, prevention is power.
Being proactive just means playing offense, not defense, with your health. This chart lays out the absolute non-negotiables for men over 40. Regular screenings for blood pressure, cholesterol, and diabetes, they give you a clear picture of what's going on inside. And prostate health screenings are just crucial for early detection. Knowledge is power.
And remember, you are not in this alone. Think of your health like a team sport. And your doctor? They're your head coach. Building a good relationship with a healthcare provider lets you have open conversations, track your progress, and make informed decisions together. As we wrap up, I want you to remember this key takeaway. This is not about some punishing, all-or-nothing overhaul of your life. The real secret to vitality after 40 is in the small, sustainable changes. A walk after dinner, swapping a soda for water, calling a friend. That's where the magic really happens.
Which brings us to our final slide. Now, this isn't just a rhetorical question. I want you to actually think about it. Based on everything we've just covered, what is one small, manageable change you can commit to starting today? Because that first step, that's the one that changes everything.